Before you say anything, let's just take a look. I'm Chris from AutoAcademics, and today we're going to review the 2017 Volkswagen Beetle 1.8T Dune Convertible. Everyone remembers the classic Dune Buggy, at least if you're old enough. That modified recreation vehicle that was based on the early 60s Beetle. Well, VW has decided to make a version of its own. Only thing is, this one isn't meant for the sand. As mentioned, our tester today is a sandstorm yellow 2017 Volkswagen Beetle 1.8T Dune Convertible. And while the color may be polarizing to some under certain conditions of light, there's no denying how well it hides the multitude of pollen that falls every spring, each year in Atlanta. Standard equipment includes 18-inch Canyon aluminum alloy wheels, polished aluminum sills, LED taillights, rear spoiler, and Dune graphics along each door. Inside, you'll find a leather-wrapped steering wheel, sport seats with curry yellow stitching, composition media infotainment system with VW CarNet, rear view camera, and park distance control. Base MSRP for our Dune Convertible is $29,395. As I'm sure you probably noticed, the Dune Convertible has a bolder appearance with new front and rear fascias, black wheel arches, a raised ride height, and is slightly wider than a standard Beetle 2. VW even added black trim strips to mimic the original Beetle's running boards. Top up or down, trunk space remains the same at 7.1 cubic feet, with more if the split folding rear seats are down. And speaking of the top, its design is reminiscent of the 1949 Type 15 Beetle. It's powered by 2 electric motors and latches and unlatches with the press of a button. Even the side windows know exactly what to do. The boot can be installed by one person fairly easily as well, with very little drama as you can see in this time-lapse demonstration. Everything clips and snaps into place, and after a few well-placed tucks, the neatly folding top looks even neater. Making this Beetle Buggy is a 1.8-liter turbocharged and direct-injected 4-cylinder turbo-stratified injection engine that makes 170 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission that powers the front wheels. EPA estimated fuel economy is rated at 24 miles per gallon city, 31 miles per gallon highway, with a combined rating of 27 miles per gallon. AutoAcademics saw 27.6 miles per gallon during testing on regular fuel. Climbing into the back seat is actually a piece of cake when the top's down. Not so much when it's up though. And while I guess these are legitimate back seats, their upright position and lack of shoulder room say otherwise. Those with short legs can ride for shorter stints though. Up front honestly looks pretty good for a car in this class. I like the body color upper door trims and dash pads, and the curry yellow stitching works too. Even the extended use of hard plastic is appropriate, you know, in case it rains. There's an extra glove box in the dash known as the Beetle bin, and while a Fender premium audio system is available, the standard 8-speaker system in this car sounds pretty good. So now it's time to take it out and see how it drives. Alright, so let's address some of the aspects when you're driving with the top up. First, you get minimal wind and road noise intruding into the cabin. That is, until you hit highway speeds. Then it gets a little bit noisier. There are significant blind spots too in the rear quarters, but that actually gets better once you put the top down. Unfortunately, your visibility directly behind you doesn't improve because when the top is down, it rests so high that it still blocks your view of things that are a little bit lower behind you. On a positive note, the steering is responsive and there's adequate power coming from this 1.8 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It does its job, and you know, you're just gonna be cruising around in a car like this anyway. One surprising trait for me was the suspension. It actually handles pretty decent. It's compliant, yet as you're going through some curvy roads, car's not too bad. And it feels pretty good for nice daily driving around the beach as well. I've noticed a few creaks and squeaks here and there, and I've also noticed a little bit of cowl shutter, which is where the front of the car up there at the dashboard, you get some jittering when you go over some bumps. But in all honesty, this is, from what I understand, a pre-production car, so some of that stuff can be excused. All in all, my takeaway from my time with this car is that it can be really enjoyable, especially in the right environment. So there you have it, guys, the 2017 Volkswagen Beetle 1.8T Dune Convertible. It's VW's nod to the dune buggies of yore. And while the closest this car can get to any sand is the parking lot, it does look rather appropriate sitting there. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and by all means, subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm Chris from AutoAcademics. Thanks for watching. What? Driving over a bridge, over water, in a convertible?